Hello, welcome back to the Pulse of Spokane. I'm Summer Sanders, and I'm joined by our new co-host today, Ryan Meza. Ryan, thank you for being here.
Yes, of course. I'm excited for show. Getting all those jitters out of the way, but I'm excited.
We are also joined today by Ray Lester.
Hi.
Thank you, Ray, for coming in.
Absolutely.
Ray
Thank
is
you for having me.
from Dragon Jacket Installation.
That's correct.
Definitely, yeah. And so you're the director of supply chain there, correct?
Correct.
Awesome.
Yep.
So what's basically your role there at Dragon Jacket Installation?
So anything that gets made, bought, shipped, or brought in is my fault.
Really?
Yeah. So it either went well because I planned it well, or it went poorly because I didn't plan it as good.
Uh-huh.
So somewhere in between those. But yeah, it's always my fault.
Okay, so you're always making sure everything's flowing correctly. You're
Yes.
kind of the go-to guy that makes sure everything's running smoothly.
Easy way to look at my job is production and shipping.
Okay.
So yeah, I create everything and then I make sure it goes out the door to our customers.
Wow, okay. So you just joined about a year ago at Dragon Jacket?
That's correct. Yeah.
Awesome. So how is it for you, that transition to kind of learn their sustainability mentality and just the durability of their equipment there?
So coming over to Dragon Jacket was really weird for me because I'd come from several different types of manufacturing in the past, and I'd never been in a company that was in a startup mode. And so we're in our first 4 years now. And so that created its own interesting challenges in being in a company that's finding its footing and figuring out exactly who we want to be and where we're going. But the thing that stood out to me is their focus on innovation. Right? We want to have the most innovative product on the market. We want to disrupt insulation. There's insulation that exists in the world that has been around for 50 years that looks exactly the same as it did 50 years ago. They keep making the same stuff over and over again, but it's filling up our landfills. Mm-hmm. And so we didn't think that was a very good idea. We wanted something that could be durable, reusable, and didn't get wet, didn't fail to chemicals, didn't have to be replaced every time there was damage to it, and you could just take it off, inspect it, put it back on.
Yeah,
and so
that easy.
That was big. That was big for me, and it's been a really neat experience.
Yeah.
So what is something innovative that you guys have done?
So we fully encapsulate our insulation foam with a polyurea that protects it from chemicals. It protects it from damage. It gives it strength, and it allows it to be opened and closed. In that there are many people that have to and have a requirement to inspect their piping. We allow them to do that without destroying the insulation. They can open it and close it, check it out, put it back together, and it costs them pennies as opposed to thousands of dollars.
And are your prices comparable to other insulation companies?
Our prices are comparable and extremely competitive when you look at the cost of total ownership. So the cost of ownership over time.
Okay.
When you think about a insulation line that has to be opened and inspected, it also needs to be replaced. So when it's replaced at the exact same cost as it was when you first bought it and installed it. Ours, you open it, you look at it, you put it back, and you spend a couple pennies on zip ties or on metal ties or whatever it is that you needed to use to reclose them. So we find ourselves very competitive in those areas, and our customers have been very happy with the idea of being able to reuse as opposed to order new, plan outages, plan new installations, those type of things.
Yeah, that certainly sounds more sustainable.
Very much so.
Than
Very
having
much
to
so.
just get rid of everything. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We're also modular. So if you have a part that you need to replace, you can replace a part and not the entire line.
Okay.
And so when you look at fiberglass insulation, in a lot of cases, if it needs to be replaced, it's being replaced because the fiberglass has gotten wet, and that wetness will spread along the line. And so it's like a sponge connected to other sponges. And those sponges then will spread out and contaminate the other sponges. Our product is fully insulated and modular, so that doesn't happen.
Gotcha. Wow, yeah, definitely. Even like competitiveness, we were just talking earlier about taking a baseball bat
Right.
to your guys' equipment, no dents or anything. It's just the durability. It's just unknown compared to your competitors.
Absolutely.
And also
Absolutely.
just what separates you guys from your competitors is just like your innovation as well. Is there any new technologies that you guys are discovering to kind of enhance your installation?
We are working on a lot of new things. We have many new products that are answering problems for our customers that they've been struggling with for, in some cases, decades. And the only answers that they've received are generally inefficient or costly. We're working with our partners to make sure that we're looking to answer their questions and to fix their problems. And we want to know their pain points. And so we work with our customers. We go out to their sites, we get drawings, we go back and forth making sure that we're creating a solution that actually works for them and fixes their problem. We're also working in areas like 5G. We have an ability to create a pole that is not metal. We have the ability to create a covering for the 5G transmitter that does not block the signal and is lightweight, doesn't require a crane, doesn't require all these different things. So, we have many different things, let's call them tongs in the fire, that we're looking at, constantly looking at something new.
Yeah, even what you mentioned there, just creating that relationship with your customers as one of your core values is your customers, employees, accountability, integrity. What's that kind of say about your company, about Dragon Jacket Installation?
So we stand behind what we do, and there's a lot of companies out there that say they stand behind what they do, but then when you ask them to take back your product that you weren't satisfied with, they're like, well, but it kind of did what we wanted it to do. We said it would go this far. Did you read that small piece of print? We don't have any small print.
Yeah.
If you don't like what we gave you, or if it doesn't do what you need it to do, we make it right. And because we're looking for the long-term relationship, and we're a business-to-business operation. So we work with other businesses. For the most part, we're working with manufacturers. We're working with oil companies that need to insulate their wellhead kits. We're working with tank companies, insulating their tanks and providing pads for those. But if they have an issue, we take care of it. We make it right, and we're proactive in that way.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
If only more companies had that
know, right?
mentality.
You guys do what
It'd be a
you
nicer
do what you
world,
say. I know, right? Exactly.
For sure.
Not all talk. I love that. Definitely. And then I was also just really blown away by your resume. Just like the background that you had. You were in the Army for 16 years. Yeah, as a medical specialist.
Correct.
Got several awards there as well. What was that transition like from? Like you said, you don't like doing the same thing all the time. You like something new, something different. How has this kind of grown something different in your life and something that you enjoy taking part in?
Well, the military for me was absolute godsend. I had no idea what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I still haven't quite figured that out yet. But
Same.
I'm working through it, right? And I figure by 60, we'll
That's
have
okay.
it down. But I got an opportunity to do a bunch of different things. I worked with infantry, I worked with tanks, I worked with a clinic, I jumped out of planes, got to go to a bunch of places that people don't generally smile about going to. And I learned how to take care of other people and how to be taken care of. And I think that's a thing that's kind of missing sometimes in the world today, is being able to rely on other people and being open to having other people take care of you, as well as feeling responsibility to take care of other people. So then when I got out, I went into manufacturing, and I have made plastic, I have made pet food, I have made cattle food, I have made parachute cases, I have made firemen's cases, I have made aluminum here in town. At Kaiser, at Kaiser Works over in Verdale, and I have made now insulation. And so for me, manufacturing was an area where I could do what the shows like How It's Made, I could do what I was watching. So I was watching these things, and they were just so cool in how they were answering problems and how they were figuring out, okay, how do I make this better? How do I create this thing that is valuable to somebody and helps them answer a question, but then I do it at a speed and a cost that allows me to then provide value for my shareholders, provide value for my owners. And so that's been something that's been super attractive to me.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's very valuable work that you do,
It's fun.
creating
Done
a
it
quality
all.
product. Yeah.
And it's absolutely inspiring. I am inspired every day. I wake up each morning going, what is our next challenge that we're going to face today? And how do I get in and answer a question that nobody else has been able to answer? How do I figure out something that my customer has been struggling with for a decade? I am going to be their hero today.
Yeah.
And that is pretty cool. A lot of places you don't get that. You get to go to work and you make the donuts and you go to the next day and you make the donuts. It's an old commercial that I used to watch. But you have the kind of the same thing over and over again, and you might not see the results of what you're doing. With our company, as quick as our turnaround is on our products and as tight as our relationship is with our customers, I get to see that I'm their hero. I get to see that I fixed a problem that they had. And that is, that's priceless.
Yeah, very rewarding.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Absolutely, for sure.
Wow, that's really inspiring. Yeah, I love that mentality. Just go big or go home, do something that's never been done before, look for the next challenge. Definitely a great attitude to live
It's
by.
fun. It's
Yes.
fun. It's a lot of fun. I get a blast out of it. And my guys that I work with and gals that I work with, they think I'm a little bit loud because I work in a manufacturing environment. And so I
Okay.
want to make sure everybody hears me. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of yelling in a positive way, cheerleading, and each one of them is always coming up with something new. I can count on, well, almost on both hands. It's actually more than both hands. The things that have been brought to us by our employees that we've then chased down, figured out, and turned into something that is going to go and answer a customer's problem. And that leads to them bringing more things forward and them feeling like, hey, I'm involved in this process. This isn't just
Yeah.
a company where I get an hourly wage. This is a company where I'm heard, where I get to make an impact. And so we are constantly looking for innovative people who are looking to think outside of the box. Whether it's an engineer, whether it's a hourly worker who is going to come in and help fabricate and do some cutting and shaping, or whether it's someone coming in to spray, or a director of supply chain, or whatever, we're always looking for superstars because we want to be the place where when people think of the Pacific Northwest and where am I going to work in manufacturing, we want them to think of us,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely. That's really encouraging too. Especially what you're saying, just being a cheerleader. You have a background in leadership.
For sure.
Do you kind of try to utilize that with your employees as well and kind of
Absolutely.
let them know that it's theirs to take? You can try any ideas that you want, try to implement those into the company.
I think that's the key. I really do. I think finding a way to engage your employees is the key. You'll be surprised to know that people do not respond to inauthenticity, right? So you've got to bring your authentic self. I am a goofy individual who enjoys comic books and technical manuals. So that's a weird combination, but when you're authentic about it and you bring it forward and you go, look, these are things that excite me, people respond to that and they will gravitate to that when you also are then willing to accept their authentic
Yeah,
self.
Yeah,
that's so
for sure.
true.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely show your passions.
Yeah.
That's it. You got to be passionate about
Yeah.
something, right? And people that can't bring passion to what they're doing every day should do something else, for sure.
Yeah.
I
Because
bet
it's-
work doesn't feel like work to you, does it?
No.
Yeah.
This is a place where I get to go play with toys that I don't have at the house.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
You know, I don't have these cool toys that we have at Dragon Jacket at the house. I also don't get to play with my friends who happen to also be people I work with, you know, at my house. So it's really
Exactly.
nice.
Yeah, and you said it's a weird combination, but that's your combination of comic books and manuals and stuff like that. So it makes it unique.
And it works. And each of us are different. We bring different things to the table. But with an open, trusting relationship, if you will, where I can bring my idea forward regardless of where I'm at in the company, and it's going to be heard and put through a series of, does this make sense? Is there something here? Can we do something with this? Is there a building block, even if the idea isn't all the way formed? Is there a building block that we can add to it? And when we have those days almost every day, but when we really have those days where 3 or 4 people are like building on each other's idea, oh man,
amazing!
It's huge, and it's just such an exciting a place to work, and I hope that we're able to hold that when we're a much larger company and been around for 70 years, and I hope we realize that is really the secret sauce, right? That's the piece that really makes a difference.
Yeah, it's very fulfilling.
For sure.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like our viewers to know, or where can we find you guys on social media?
So we're on dragonjacket.com. And we have a list of all of our items and our offerings, and we have a lot of places that say coming soon as we're kind of developing new ideas. We can insulate just about anything you want insulated, anything that you need insulated. When we look at things like Victaulic fittings, which is a very popular fitting for pipe fitters, they're very difficult to insulate. We have a whole line of Victaulic fittings that we're ready to just create for you and send out to you. You just need to tell us what your fittings are, and we've got it.
Perfect.
We'll take
Great.
care of it.
Well, thank you, Ray, for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Ryan, anything to add?
Nothing. I'm just really inspired by you and just your story and what you guys are doing over there at Dragon Jacket. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
We really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Thanks for watching The Pulse of Spokane.
This is Loomsday in Spokane. We got about 40 firefighters and their friends and family handing out 40,000 cups of water as the day goes by.
It's a very good opportunity to see the public and support them and help them out and cheer them on during Bloomsday.
It's one of the best things about Spokane is that we have these major events and the whole community comes together not just to participate but to volunteer and show that they really care about our city and making our city look great.
This type of an event really is emblematic of Spokane because so many people get involved. We have 50,000 people probably running this race. Always has been a very huge event.
Right now we're at the corner of Broadway and Nettleton. It's the last water station before the finish, so people are pretty much dehydrated by the time they get to us. They really need our water.
The water stations are a vital part, especially on warm days like today. It's real important that we have the volunteers to help with that. Without the volunteers, Bloomsday wouldn't exist.
All up and down the course, there are people that are involved in this celebration. It really is a celebration of what Spokane's all about.
Welcome to Apex Plaza, Spokane's one-stop cannabis destination. Apex Cannabis features thousands of economy, value, and luxury cannabis products. Cannagear features hemp-based CBD products, glass, goods, and gear. Stop by 1325 North Division to experience the Apex difference.
This product has intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming. Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug. There may be health risks associated with the consumption of this product. For use only by adults 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.